If I had 12 weeks to get you absolutely shredded, here is a step-by-step guide I would follow. I've helped hundreds of people just like yourself get into shape, whether you be a newbie or you've got some gym experience, but this is going to give you a step-by-step guide of how I'd get you in shape. So the first thing I would do 1 week before the diet starts is a data collection. In this data collection, we would get starting physique pictures in good natural lighting. We would track your body weight daily, track all the calories you consume every single day for the week, your water intake as well, how many steps you do each day on average, and what form of cardio / how much cardio you are doing consistently. From there, at the end of the week, I would then sit down and come up with the plan. So with setting up my nutrition, probably the most important pillar of them all, I would assess the trends of body weight for the previous week in the data collection and look at my calorie intake. Assuming my caloric intake was the same most days, had a similar average across the week, I would then see, right, am I losing weight or am I maintaining weight or gaining weight? If I was maintaining weight, I would then lower my calories by 250 calories across the week as an average, right? So say I'm a 75 kilo male eating 2,500 calories and my body weight is maintaining across the week, I would then go 2,250. I would then aim for hitting 2 grams of protein per kilo. So in this example, if I was 75 kilos, I'd hit 150 grams of protein. I would then split into 3 meals a day, having one snack. The reason I'd have a snack in there would be like a protein shake or a protein bar to just help manage hunger and stop us from snacking on other processed foods. So if for some reason we were losing weight already and we were in a deficit eating the food that we had already set aside, assuming we were losing around 1% of your body weight, like we hadn't lost 2-3 kilos, I would set that amount of calories that I was eating, but I would then again just distribute it into having 3 whole meals, eating every 3 to 5 hours with a snack in the day there. Like I said, I would have a protein target and a calorie target, and then I would distribute the remaining calories to my fats and carbs, and I would prioritize them around our training. So with regards to the plan, I would design a meal plan for 3 meals a day, giving me options and variety for each meal, as the most important thing with a diet is that you enjoy it, because then you can consistently stick to it for the 12 weeks. There's no point creating a diet that you don't enjoy. If you don't enjoy it, you won't stick to it. If you can't stick to it, then you're not going to get shredded in 12 weeks. I would also then aim to hit around 3 litres of water every single day, to help manage hunger, but also we're going to be training, doing more cardio, sweating more. Make sure we replenish the water we are losing from sweating. So we want to make sure that we're hydrated. So here we have training, another key component when it comes to getting shredded and getting a transformation. So most people come to me actually overtraining, doing too much in the gym, training 6-7 times a week, doing sessions lasting over 2 hours, which just isn't needed. Most of the guys that you see on my page, they're training 3 times a week. Some of them 4 times. No one's training really more than 4 times a week, doing either full body splits or upper lower. Frequency is king. So I just keep it simple. I just do 3 1-hour full body sessions where you're focusing on compounds, doing anywhere from 5 to 7 exercises, focusing on progressive overloading. And the way we're going to do that is by logging all our training. So important that we're using either a logbook, some form of training app to track our progress each week. Because if during the 12 weeks we are losing weight, but each session we're getting stronger, lifting more reps, lifting more weight, then we know we aren't losing any muscle. If anything, we're going to be going through a recomp phase where we're going to be building muscle, which is the dream, right? Now, it's all well and good using progressive overload, getting stronger each week, but how does our training look? This is where the importance of filming our sets is going to come into play. I want to film not all of your sets, but filming a few sets each session so we can analyze your form, analyze your tempo and intensity that you are lifting the weights with. Training is so important in achieving a physique transformation, and it will dictate how you look at the end. So we really want to prioritize the programming we put towards your training over this next 12 weeks. So now we're looking at expenditure. So again, I would just set your step target 2,000 steps above the data collection that we did the previous week. So say you were on average doing 6,000 steps. I just set the goal of, right, let's do 8,000 steps. A little bit more expenditure, burning a bit more calories in the day, putting us in a slight deficit. Similar with cardio, I just get used to the habit of doing cardio, for your health, your heart, but also to put you, again, more expenditure, bigger calorie deficit. One of the most important things as well is doing forms of cardio that you enjoy. I get guys in shape, Samir here, got in shape just swimming. He loved swimming. Abdul here loved boxing. So picking a form of cardio that you just enjoy. If you enjoy going out on a run, go on a run. But what I get a lot of guys doing is just doing a bit of Stairmaster after they've trained. Heart rate's already elevated. Just get on the Stairmaster. Even just start with 3 lots of 10 minutes. It's just going to help put you in that deficit, help you lose weight. And if we see that scale weight coming down from the beginning, we're going to be highly motivated. We're going to see that the work we're putting in is getting results. And so we're going to be putting ourselves in good stead for getting this physique transformation. So again, one of the most important factors in achieving physique transformation is having accountability, having someone there on the journey with you. So that might be a friend, a family member, a training partner, or you might invest in a coach. Now, why is accountability so important? So important because it makes you follow through and not fall off. Having someone there on the journey is always going to help. Now, that is one of the reasons why you see these crazy results on my page, because I keep my clients accountable. We've got our weekly check-ins, we've got day-to-day support on WhatsApp. I'm checking in with my clients every single day, making sure that this is always on the forefront of their mind, always a priority, making sure they're getting their training, making sure they're losing weight, sticking to their diet, planning for upcoming events. If you've got someone in your corner, it's always going to make the journey easier, especially when they know what they're doing. So week to week, I would set a check-in day where we are going to take our physique pictures. We are going to assess our body weights throughout the week. Look at, did we adhere to our steps, our cardio, our diet plan? And then we're going to look at, right, are we losing around 0.75 to 1% of your body weight a week? If we're not, then we want to look at multiple variables. We want to look at your physique. Are you looking leaner? If you don't look leaner and you're not losing weight, then we need to change something to ensure we are in a deficit. We need to be in a deficit. We need to be losing weight. We need to be losing fat. If, for example, you end up losing 2, 3, 4% of your body weight in the first week and you're feeling like, oh, this is a bit of a challenge, I'm not really enjoying it, right, well, you've put yourself in probably too big a deficit, I'd probably give you more food. If you're losing around that 0.75 to 1% of your body weight, perfect. You don't need to be losing it at a greater rate. 1% of body weight is plenty a week. If, for example, you're maybe losing 0.5% a week, but you look at the picture and you look a lot leaner, I'd probably keep doing what I'm doing. But I'd maybe put like a midweek change in that, right, if in the next 3-4 days, my body weight maybe goes up or stays the same, I'm going to make this change midweek rather than wait until the end of the week to do it. So you just want to have as well someone there, like we say, that accountability buddy, whether that be a coach or someone, a friend, a training partner, to maybe go over the plan, look at the physique pictures, do they think you look leaner, and maybe just have a discussion of what you think is the best options, because you don't want to get carried away. You don't want to be doubling your cardio, lowering your food too much, and someone might talk some sense into you being like, this is why it's so good having someone like an expert or someone who knows what they're doing, because you might say, oh, right, I'm not losing weight, I'm going to do an extra hour's stairs, what do you think? And they might be like, yeah, go for it. No, don't do that. You're going to create a way too big a deficit, and yes, you'll see a drop quickly, but in 3-4 weeks time, you're going to have accumulated a lot of fatigue and you'll be in trouble, and you're not going to have any other variables to play with. So we want to make sure we're making smart decisions each week. So with my experience with myself, but also with my clients, one of the mistakes, or many of the mistakes that you need to avoid when trying to get shredded in 12 weeks is, firstly, don't panic. 12 weeks is a long time, okay? You need to create a deficit, but people create too big a deficit. People look at body weight day to day, and if after 2-3 days they don't lose weight, they make changes. They make changes way too quickly, and they don't look at the body weight across the week as an average. And then before you know it, 2 weeks in, they're in a massive deficit, but over time that deficit is going to decrease by the body due to the body adapting. And then before you know it, they're on really low food, doing loads of cardio. Body weight isn't budging. They've got no variables to play with. They've built up loads of fatigue. It's only week 3 or 4. They're never going to even last the 12 weeks. The biggest problem is people don't, if you diet for 12 weeks and you're in a deficit for 12 weeks, you will lose a good amount of weight. The problem is people don't even last the 12 weeks, and 6 weeks in they give up on the diet because they feel shit and they're not seeing the results they want. Now, another reason why is because of lack of knowledge. Again, similar principles. They put themselves in too big a deficit. They also just make common mistakes with regards to counting calories. Simple things like eating processed foods, low volume foods. They don't keep themselves satiated. They're not spreading out their meals. They're not drinking enough water. Their training program is wrong. They're doing way too much volume. They're not training with good intensity, good accuracy. They're doing way too much cardio. They're not prioritizing their sleep. All these different variables that they're just not aware of. And that just comes from lack of knowledge. So one of the biggest things that can help with this is investing in a coach. Coaches have coaches. I had a coach during my contest prep, during my shredding phase, and even now with my bulking. I always have someone there, and the reason for that is, A, to keep me accountable, but also to give me that total clarity. Every single day, I know exactly what I need to eat, the steps I need to do, the cardio I need to do, and the training I need to do to achieve my goals. I have total clarity and low stress. This is why my clients get such good results. All they need to do is communicate with myself and take action and do what I tell them. And what I tell them is something that I know they can stick to because we communicate so much. So we create plans based on their lifestyle. Like I said, if I can get you to stick to something for 12 weeks, I know I'll get a result. So for me, it's all about the enjoyment, the sustainability, and the consistency. If you are interested in getting shredded in the next 12 weeks, or even longer. It might take longer, not everyone takes 12 weeks. Then just drop me a message either on Instagram, drop a comment below, or fill in the type form in my bio, and I will get in contact with you. And who knows, you might be my next YouTube video, getting you shredded, mate.